Hey everyone, and welcome to Almost Cancelled. I'm Peter, that is Connor, and we are going to talk about Lost in Space, Season 1, Episode 8. It is called Trajectory. So, full spoilers for the episode as always, and hey-ho! So this really felt like it was setting up into the sort of final two, I don't want to call it two-parter necessarily, but it really felt like it was a big cliffhanger moment that was going to propel us into what the final story in Endgame is going to be.
Yeah.
For the season, they dealt with the Victor leaving off with his family much quicker and in a different way than I was kind of expecting. I think because it was just like immediately, the Robinsons are like, "Hey, they're gonna leave," and we get a little action scene where John's like, "I'm going to dive onto the ship at the last second and malfunction it," and actually I love how the guy like hits him with the crowbar and he's just kind of like, "Oh really, man, that hurt," and then just knocks him out like as if he's nothing.
Yeah.
But
also, this was a pre-title sequence.
Yes, it had a title sequence, but it had a section before the title sequence. So this was more like a network TV show in that sense. This episode.
Rules are just out the window because I started this one and get straight into it. I was like, okay, back to not having a title sequence. This one, I guess that's fine. And then like 3 minutes in, it's like, oh, what's this? What's going on now?
I'll tell you what I liked about this episode. I like this episode was really focused on one big thing. It was like, okay, once they stopped them from going, because she's like, hey, the weight's too much, because we were talking about the weight last episode. Apparently, because of the amount of fuel they've got, they have to start stripping shit out the thing.
Yeah, you said how much of a big deal would a few people be?
Yeah, I was like, yeah.
Apparently a lot.
I was like, throw them in there. I got tons of people in. But apparently...
a big deal.
Yeah, apparently, like, with the fuel they've got and with... I mean, I don't know if these ships were designed to actually keep leaving atmospheres like this.
I don't think they'd need to.
Yeah.
Right? They're loaded up, they're dropped down onto their new planet.
Yeah,
Jobs are good. There's your house.
So I don't know if this was necessarily something they were supposed to be able to do, but regardless, so the whole episode is about, okay, so we're going to take Victor's Jupiter ship, and we're going to strip it, and we're going to make sure we're going to find one pilot who can go up. We're going to have to do this old school, strip out a lot of the new tech we've got in it, and that means it's going to be a lot like the old days, because she actually compares it to like NASA in the 60s. She's like, hey, look, all the calculations, all that navigation stuff's going to have to be done down here. Mission control essentially, and the pilot's just going to be doing the simple basic stuff up there. Not to make it sound easy, because it's not going to be easy.
They're doing the actual piloting, but all the calculations instead of being done by a computer for them are being done down.
But
then
there's other stuff that's been taken out that means that it's going to be a hard thing where they're going to pass out. As soon as they break out, and they're going to have to wake up and then start like piloting very quickly. And it's funny, I actually predicted that it was going to end up being John, because they're talking to the Mrs. Watanabe, and she's like, "Oh, it's going to have to do with me only weighing 110 pounds." And he's like, "I mean, that helps."
you are the best pilot.
Yeah, but then it's like, oh no, she and all the testing before they went, all the tests they did, she was like taking like 50 seconds or whatever it was to wake back up after
I think
passing
it was like
out.
35.
Whatever it was, but
it was still
no, it was more than that, because the difference was 35.
35 was the difference. Yeah, right.
Because he's like, oh no, 19. He did it in 19 seconds. It's like, John, it's probably going to have to be you. That said, my favourite moment is because they're testing John. It's going really bad, which was a surprisingly really funny little montage of them testing him. I especially liked, like, it's really hard. They fail almost instantly. Will's put this thing around him, so when the door opens, it sort of emulates the force of going up. And
it just drags them back.
And this has all happened. It completely fails. And he just sort of like turns his head. John just turns his head to the side and looks at Mark, because they've been all lovey-dovey. They were kissing at the start of the episode. They seem to be quite happy with each other again. And he looks at it and says, like, okay. And she's like, okay, no, that was fine, but you died. Okay, let's go again. And the look in his face when she's like, no, we're going to immediately. We're doing this again. Because keep in mind, Judy is like sort of making him pass out so that he has to wake up for the test.
Yeah, I get that they were on a bit of a time crunch, but it did seem weird to me that she was like, again, immediately. I'm like, it's not like he's doing this repeatedly when it happens. It's like, because my thing is, okay, so he gets 19 seconds right at his best. The more you do this, presumably that's going to slip.
Yeah, of course though. They get the radio broadcast pretty soon from the main ship saying, hey, because this planet's getting closer to the sun, we actually can't keep orbiting it. We have to leave in 24 hours. So it's like, oh shit, we have no time for this. We have to keep doing this.
Pretty reasonable.
And of course, they get to the point where Dawn's there, and Dawn's like saying, hey, I've stripped more stuff. I got a bunch of stuff out. We're actually £200 lighter than I even thought we'd be. It's great.
And as soon as he said that, I was like, oh. That's enough for a co-pilot.
Yeah, and obviously she brings this up. She's like, "Hey, how much do you weigh? What, 180?" And he's
Yeah,
like,
175, 180. You can just see the look of realization.
and the look he gives her when he realizes what she's saying cracked me up. And then of course it made me laugh again because he runs outside and Judy runs after him. Like, "Hey, no, you need to help my dad. You can do all the because he John's been having trouble with the both piloting and like the engines
Venting.
like yeah he's been having trouble like controlling everything himself in this time frame." And of course, he's an engineer. He's a mechanic. He's like, no, you can let them go an extra 5 seconds. They'll be fine because they're not full. Like he's got all
Yeah,
these little
it was
insider.
like 20 seconds is the standard cycle, but
Yeah.
they can go longer if you need them to. And he's like, this isn't a standard situation.
Yeah. He's like, no, he has the know-how to like sort of nowhere to like not cheat, but like where they can stretch it here or there. Knows where the limitations are. That maybe they've all just learned from books. They all just know, okay, this is what we're being told, so we have to follow that to the letter. Where he's like, no. I've experimented with things here or there. I know how to wrangle these
Yeah,
things.
exactly.
But it's actually a really sweet scene because it's becoming this trend where Judy tries to like talk him into doing it. It's like, "Oh, do you want paid for it? Is that what it is?" No, it's not that. But he's like, every time I try to help, I save the woman, I get left for dead. I help you with the tanker, I lose my money, and the kid dies anyway. He's like, every time I do the right thing, it's not going well. But it's becoming this thing where you just can't say no to her because she just stares at him.
She just does the puppy dog eyes.
She does the puppy dog eyes. It's like, no, it's not working. It's not working. Son of a hard cut to him in the spacesuit. Excellent.
That was fantastic.
Really funny. It works really well. And of course, they're practicing together. It works almost first time. And I love this.
No, it is first time, and that's and that
You're
was
right,
actually
yeah, it's
I
first time.
had a slight problem because they get it and they're like, oh great, and Will's like, hey, shouldn't we do this again? And Maureen's like, nah, what's the point? I'm like, I don't know, practice. Don't you want that to be a fluke?
I mean, keep in mind that at this point they're on the thick countdown clock.
Sure, but one more attempt wouldn't kill him.
I mean, sure. But it's like, oh no, we can do it. So we'll let them go for it.
I'm just saying she's a scientist of sorts, and no good scientist will count any experiment without at least doing it 3 times.
So we have to rewind though. I need to talk about Smith. Now, what's funny is you put the doubt in my head last time that Judy will forget, and then I said, no, she'll forget until she sees her. She didn't forget at all. As soon as
she said.
As soon as she arrived, she like bolts for her mother to talk to her about it. And of course we have and obviously Smith just went with Will. Well, she's with Will. She's alone with Will. So of course Maureen comes. And she comes onto their ship, and she's like, "Oh, hey, Will, why don't you go and get these things from outside with Judy?" And of course, the entire team's like, "Oh, Judy's back," because you can tell Smith's been kind of like nervous about it because she suspects that Judy knows something.
Yeah.
And Maureen like, "Oh no, we'll get something downstairs. You want to come and help?" And they're looking for stuff, and Smith's doing her usual seedy line, pretending to be helpful bollocks. I don't think I've cheered. Well, not out loud. I mean, I don't actually cheer when I'm watching stuff, but inside. I cheered really hard when Maureen just jumps for that keypad and locks her in. I was like, yes!
Yeah.
Do it. And then she starts talking to her, and she spins this web of lies. I mean, we know she's not really this, Jessica or whatever the name was. But, like, I understood why Maureen's like, well, she could be this person, but even though she accepted the possibility she is who this person she's saying she is, when she's talking to John afterwards, she still says, I still think she's lying through her teeth about everything else, though.
Do you know what this episode made me realise? She's the devil. She is literally the devil. She is in there just being, oh, come here, do what I say. Look at all this temptation.
Kind of. Doesn't have a whole lot to tempt you with, though, in terms of actual...
I don't know, she does a pretty good job of tempting Will.
Yeah, but he's a kid.
Still, it plays like the devil. That's exactly
okay,
how
that
they
scene
treat
does
it.
Okay, but not with the adults though, because when she's trying to convince Maureen, it's just it's almost the opposite. It's the threat. Oh, I might have sabotaged the launch. You don't know. That's the whole thing.
Totally.
And then with John, it's like, oh, because I actually really started to hate her again. I mean, not that I stopped really, but like it got reignited because when John's in there getting
Planting the seeds of doubt.
and she's like, does your wife think I'm this Jessica person? That's delusion. Like she's trying to like just turn them on her.
That's still like full on devil. Just sow those seeds of doubt and discontent, and that's all this is.
But hey, so no, you really like, oh god, and obviously there's that scene where Will's down there first. You're like, oh my god, Will, don't listen to her. Will, back away, and he does leave. He does like sort of like he goes away and does help with the thing. But it's after like he gets so nervous about his dad leaving. And here's the thing: so he ultimately does actually open the door for her, right? And we see, obviously later on, we see that he's actually just been gagged and tied up.
Yeah,
and
I was
in
a
a
little bit
closet.
glad that she put the seed in his head of he doesn't need to be flying this. The robot could do it.
The robot could
And
do
I
it.
was like, I'm glad someone said it because no one just dropped a line of, hey, it'd be really useful if we had a robot that wouldn't pass out to fly this.
But here's what I like about this is that I think it could have potentially been very frustrating for Will to let her out, but I think what makes it really click, what makes it really work, is that the entire thing is based on the idea of his dad leaving again, which has been the core kind of dramatic sort of linchpin for the entire family, the entire season. And the idea that he's only just started to bond with his father recently, earlier on, he's like, no, please don't go, promise you'll come back. Because, again, there was a nice callback when they're like, okay, we're not going to decide this ourselves, we'll decide it as a family. And it's like, okay, pros and cons, it called back to that scene where they're deciding to come on the ship or not. And it all kind of wraps up what the narrative has been with the family all season. So his doubts that his father's leaving and not coming back completely lands because his father did leave for 3 years and didn't come back until just before he left. Yeah. So it played for me, like, as much as I'm like, oh god, like, because this could be the sort of thing where you go, I hate the kid because he's an idiot and you let him out. I don't feel that in this case, because what she was tempting him with and what she was like poking at was exactly the thing that they've been setting up all season, that he would be a stupid, he'd make a stupid choice based on it.
Yeah.
So it landed for me, that did, because I was as soon as when she started talking to him at first, I was like, oh god, I'm going to hate him after this. Don't do it, well, don't do it. But
yeah,
no,
he's left bound and gagged and on the ship.
Yeah, on their ship.
Yeah.
Not the ship that went up.
No. But I'm just he's on the ship there, and no one else knows.
Because Judy and Penny go outside to watch, and they watch from a distance, and they're all nervous, and obviously Maureen's mission control, she's in the Jupiter. I did think to myself, it's just a shame the girls weren't with the mother though in the room, because they could have maybe stopped what happen.
Yeah.
But of course, they especially don't have any reason to think why anyone would go in and sabotage it. Why would they?
They think she's locked up for a start.
They think Smith's locked up. But then as far as anyone else goes, they all want off the planet. This is their chance.
Yeah, this is my one logic question. Like, I don't quite get Smith's motivation here.
No, that's fair, but I think that's something that we just don't know yet.
No, I'm willing to give it the benefit of the doubt and explain it, because to me, I'm like, okay, everything she's done has been about her survival, and them getting up and getting.
Here's a question though: does she know that the planet's dying yet? Was she around when they were having that talk?
I think so, because
the start of this
just gave a speech to everyone.
Yeah. No, you're right. She was probably there for that. Because I think that'd be this dark irony. She thinks that that threat itself's not there, so she did this thinking, "Oh no, we can be fighting the planet. I can rule this planet with my robot." But in actual fact,
sure she knows.
But no, she probably does know. You're right. She probably does know from the start of this episode.
Which is why, like, I mean, is she going? Oh, I'll go with the robot and go in the robot ship, but I don't think that works. That seemed pretty smashed up to me.
I don't know. I don't know. My only real guess is that she maybe doesn't realize what's happening when she walks in the room.
Maybe. Yeah.
I will say it works to make me hate her though, because it's
it does. Yeah.
Everything was going fine, and she has to sneak up because this is the thing. This is the darkest thing she's arguably done, because she at least seemingly outright just killed 2 people by what she did, as well as everyone else arguably as well. On the planet. Because obviously the girls see the ship explode. Now, I don't actually think they're both dead. I don't know how we're going to get out of this.
Yeah, I'm not sure, because it looked pretty deaded.
Deaded?
Dead. I meant deading, but, that's not much better.
Yeah, it's not much better. So I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not sure if they're going to tell us that they ejected.
Yeah, maybe.
Or...
I think the problem is they'd have no reason to think they should eject, right?
Yeah, so I'm not sure. Unless it's just a case of we'll see the explosion happen from inside, and we'll see that their part of the ship still kind of intact, and that kind of falls down somewhere, and they just survive barely, and it's not.
Could do. I wouldn't be opposed to them being dead. That'd be a real interesting way to shake it up.
I think I'd be okay if it was just John. I think Dawn as well is what makes me think it can't be possible.
Oh no,
Because they're just setting up his relationship with Judy. It feels weird to just take him off the table.
Yeah, but I mean, she's got a chicken to look after now.
Which she looked thrilled by that.
She did.
Here's Deborah.
It cracked me up.
My chicken.
Debbie.
Was it Debbie? Sorry. Okay, Debbie. Hey, that's short for Deborah.
It is, but he calls her Debbie.
Sure. This chicken saved my life. You better look after it. Comes back and
she can't roll her over and stroke her stomach.
Yeah. He'll eventually work his way back, and because she thought he was dead, she'll be sitting eating chicken for dinner, and he walks in. He's like, "Is that Debbie? Are you eating Debbie? God damn it, Judy! I thought I could trust you.
Yeah,
I thought I could trust you."
Funny.
Oh dear. So no. I think there's lots of other little character moments that I think really worked overall to the just to the progression. You know, the scene where Maureen wants to go for like the 20th time, and Judy's like, "You know what? No, as his doctor, I'm saying no. He needs to rest."
Yeah. There's a bit where I can't remember exactly what it said. Will said something really sarcastic.
Oh yeah, and he's like, "You've been hanging out with Penny too often."
Yeah. I can't remember what the actual thing was, but
I remember it was. He was saying it because Will's doing some like wiring work under the console, and he comes under. He's like, "Oh, how long will this take?" And he's like, "An hour." "How long if I help?" 2 hours. He's like, "You've been hanging out with Penny too much." No, that was good. Penny, as per usual, was good fun. Obviously, she had the one scene with the kind of boyfriend, which itself was nothing particular.
No, that was a little weird. And he was just like, "Oh, are we breaking up?" I'm like, "Really? You doing this?" And he kind of has the same thing. It's like, I mean, is it really a breakup?
Which is why I think it kind of worked. I think it shows that maybe how, as much as she seems really strong and mature in a lot of other ways, maybe she's a little immature when it comes to this stuff because she phrases it that way. That said, though, it does make me hate the kid a lot because he told his parents what he wasn't supposed to, and then when he was confronted by it, instead of like saying, "Oh, hey, like, you know, it needed to be said because of what they were talking about," you know,
it probably did. To be honest,
sorry.
It probably did need to be said, really.
No, it did. No, that's what I'm saying. But instead of trying to like explain why he felt the need that he had to tell them, he basically just does a little shit about it and makes her feel sad. And I'm like, nah, Penny, punch him in the dick. He deserves it.
Or no one deserves it. I mean, some people deserve that.
Yeah, some people deserve a punch in the dick. Come on now.
Yeah, I don't think he deserved a punch in the face, sure, but I mean, be reasonable.
Someone who might rhyme with the name Marvy Beinstein
deserves a punch in the dick. Many punches in the dick. But I mean, this kid.
Marvy's not even a. Is there any word that actually like another name that rhymes with Harvey?
I don't think so.
No, I can't think of one. No, I can't think of one. Regardless, so you know, I mean, that scene was whatever, but it did make me hate the kid a little bit. Which I think you're supposed to dislike him. I think you're supposed to be on her side because she is our character. She's one of our main characters, and obviously Penny, I think, was the most likable one from the get go. So
definitely,
it just makes sense.
A little bit. She's not had a lot to do lately. I'm not getting enough of her quippy one-liners.
Oh no, that's fair. In the last couple episodes, that's the thing. The last couple episodes have been really good, but she has been kind of the back seat. In terms of the other characters,
she's got the least to do in terms of the plot.
But I'm sure that'll shake up as we move on.
Oh, I'm sure.
Hopefully get a season 2 and watch some development there. But hey, like I feel like she works well with being paired with one of the other kids. Like whether it's Will or Judy, whatever one she's with, she tends to.
She does because she plays off people really well in terms of, because when she gets to be sarcastic and stuff.
Exactly. So the characters feel really well defined at this point. Just the fact that we can have that joke, "Oh, you've been spending too much time with Penny." The fact that made us laugh is because that is like Penny. He just made a Penny joke.
Yeah, pretty much.
So yeah,
I could do with everyone spending more time around Penny. Yeah. Let's get more people cracking these lines.
Yeah. Oh, I tell you what made me laugh as well. As we were about to launch, and this is funny because the last time we first got our "I love you" between John and Maureen, it was the helium thing, so it had that funny punchline element of like "I love you," really really high pitched. This one also had a really funny punchline because he's like, "I love you," and she's like, "I love you too." Pause, and then Dawn overcomes, "I love you too."
Yeah.
Also made me laugh. It's doing a good job of injecting the comedy where it needs it.
It is. This is probably the funniest episode in a while as well.
Yeah. So this one was very much the preparation. This was the I guess, I mean, it is literally this, but I mean, I'm thinking of like NASA and spaceflight movies where the whole thing's about prepping for the launch,
Yeah.
so it's all that build up and then the actual thing. Except we got the big thing, and then again, and like I say, I can't reiterate enough how much you hate Smith
No, like I said,
when she
she
hits
is the
her,
devil, and I love that.
because it's going fine and she ruins it all at the end. So I'm not sure how we kickstart next episode, but I tell you this, I am looking forward to her comeuppance in whatever way it may be.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
All right, a good punch in the
Yes.
for JJ, we'll say. But hey, so no, I thought it was a solid episode, and again, I liked how it was a completely different focus because it did have that kind of it's all prep for the mission. That's practice, the montage and all the build up to it. Again, I think the 56-minute runtime or whatever it was went in really quickly. I thought.
Yeah, yeah, no, this was a much tighter episode.
And I'm still hating Smith. Do you know what my hatred of Smith does to her scenes? It gives it this pantomime quality almost, where I'm like, oh no, you don't. Like no, I'm really
Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun hating her.
Yeah, so, no. So we've got 2 episodes left, looking forward to them, so you can check out our reviews of that in the very near future. So look forward to episode 9 next. That is us, so let us know what you thought of this one in the comments below, like, subscribe, all that stuff. Get us on the Twitters at mail_fuzz for channel updates. If you want to support the channel over at patreon.com/mailfuzztv, you can do that over there. There's a link in the description for that, but otherwise that is us. So thank you once again for watching or listening. We always appreciate it. Keep watching TV, guys. Have you got any vanilla?